It began with an accident that would change the course of human history forever. But at the time, no one had any idea. What happened in one messy lab sparked a race against time, a battle of science, and a discovery that has saved millions of lives. This is the untold story of penicillin. Alexander Fleming wasn't trying to change the world. In fact, he was just going about his daily research, studying harmful bacteria. Then something strange happened. One day, Fleming returned to his lab after a vacation to find one of his petri dishes contaminated with mold. But instead of throwing it away, he noticed something odd. The bacteria surrounding the mold had vanished. Fleming identified the mold as Penicillium notatum. He realized it produced a substance that killed bacteria. But here's the thing, Fleming wasn't a chemist. He didn't have the tools or the resources to extract and mass-produce this substance. His groundbreaking observation. It was published in a scientific journal and largely ignored for a decade. During the 1930s, infections were a death sentence. Even a small wound could spiral into a deadly condition. Doctors were desperate for a solution, but nothing seemed to work. Antibiotics as we know them didn't exist. And then Fleming's forgotten work resurfaced. In 1939, a group of scientists at Oxford University, Howard Florey, Ernst Boris and their team, stumbled upon Fleming's research. Unlike Fleming, they were determined to harness the power of penicillin. But the challenge was immense. Penicillin was incredibly unstable and difficult to extract. The team worked tirelessly, growing the mold in bottles, flasks, even bathtubs, trying to produce enough for proper testing. The breakthrough came in 1941. The Oxford team tested penicillin on a man suffering from a severe bacterial infection. To everyone's amazement, he began to recover. But there was a problem. They didn't have enough penicillin to complete the treatment. The man died when the supply ran out. In 1941, Florey and his team approached the United States for assistance. The war was raging, and the demand for life-saving treatments was critical. American scientists and companies took on the challenge of mass-producing penicillin. The result was astonishing. By 1944, factories were churning out penicillin in vast quantities. For the first time, soldiers injured in battle didn't have to fear deadly infections. Penicillin became a weapon as important as any tank or plane. Penicillin didn't just change medicine, it revolutionized it. It marked the beginning of the antibiotic era, saving millions from diseases like pneumonia, sepsis, and scarlet fever. Fleming, Florey, and Chain's work earned them the Nobel Prize in 1945, but the true reward was the lives saved. Today, antibiotics are a cornerstone of medicine, but it all started with a moldy petri dish, a determined team, and the belief that science could conquer the impossible. The race for penicillin reminds us of how far we've come and how much we owe to the pioneers of science. If this story fascinated you, imagine what else history and science have to offer. Subscribe to Histography to uncover more incredible stories that shaped our world and inspired our future. Let's explore history together. Hit that subscribe button now.